Now you added value, so you're kind of giving yourself more of a cushion to be able to have that 20% equity in a year or two when you are looking to refinance out of that loan, because now you bought that house under value because it needed work. So again, it's all about different strategies when you're looking to do things, right? So we talked about the VA loan program and looked at different things. So now who qualifies, right? So you have active duty service members, veterans, National Guards, reservists, and surviving spouses, okay? So there's a lot of different ways that you could qualify for utilizing that VA loan. And then as far as education from veterans for veterans, we'll talk to you about the service time and different things if you're a reservist and National Guard, and how many kind of different days and nuances based on that active duty service. So, so if you know anybody still is active, you can take advantage of utilizing that VA loan product, right? So, you sometimes think, oh, well, yeah, I'll wait till, after you're out of service. But as we were mentioning before, that's another way to house hack. And especially if you are in the Navy or different things like that, you're being stationed different places. How many people don't want to live on a ship or do different things anyway? You have another option to get roommates and do it that way while you're in service. So a lot of different options to maintain. So I talked about some different fees as well. So we have different allowable fees that they're able to charge you and non-allowable fees. So we can't get you this documentation if you want to kind of look at the differences and kind of nuances of this. So just, again, that's why it's important to make sure that you're working with a lender that knows everything about the VA loan, so that you're not being charged some of those fees that aren't ultimately allowable, or are saying that you have to pay for different things that you shouldn't. So a lot of different facts, a lot of different fiction. We talked about some of it here already. You can only use VA loan entitlement once. We already kind of talked about that. As far as VA loans take too long to close, that's another myth. That's basically a lender not really ordering the COE on time and not ordering the appraisal initially and kind of staying on top of things. Another thing is that you can't get a VA loan when you're deployed. That's some different things that you could help facilitate as well. We have lender partners that have actually been able to facilitate veterans closing on a property or active duty members closing on the property while they're actually still deployed. So some different things that I want to have the kind of conclusion on here is that it's really important to make sure you pick a very good real estate team, right? So whether you're looking at your lender partner or you're actually looking at your actual realtor, you want to work with somebody that's going to be able to understand what you're exactly looking for in your purchase. Some people are looking for a forever home. They're worried about the kitchen and different things like that and those details. Other people are looking to house hack. It's more of an investment, right? So being able to communicate that with your real estate professional and your lender and different things like that is going to be very important based on the strategy that they're going to provide you with. Whether you're going to use that rate buy down program or how to actually utilize that based on how long you plan on being in a property is going to be very, very key there. So definitely ask questions. There's no such thing as a stupid question in terms of making sure you're well educated on the process when you're doing that. That's one of the largest processes and one of the most important decisions when you're purchasing a home. It is a vehicle where you can actually build wealth. I purchased my first home when I was in my mid-20s, and that really helped me tremendously in a sense that I was able to sell that property and make over $250,000 on that. And again, it was more of a house hack project for me, where bought that property and all I knew at the time was that, hey, this is a new up and coming area. I want to buy here, buy this new freeway here. I lived in Las Vegas, and then that area kind of bloomed up, and then I was able to make that into a rental and then ultimately sell that when COVID happened. I was like, hey, let me kick those tenants out of there and cash in, right? So just really knowing and building that process. When you're talking about, so ADU is just an addition to that property. With the VA loan, you could actually purchase up to a 4-unit property. So with the single family loan. So when you're talking about the ADU, that's still part of that existing existing structure. So they're not even really looking at that as like a second unit per se. So if you were purchasing a house that had a traditional fully second unit, such as a duplex, triplex, or fourplex, you can actually do that and purchase up to a fourplex using that VA loan, which is another way where you could live in that one unit and then rent the other 3 out. And then there's different lenders that are going to look at that and be able to use some of the potential rental value for those other units to be able to help you qualify for that. So yeah, great strategy with doing that. So yeah, definitely think about your strategy, definitely stay organized, and definitely maintain a positive attitude when you're going through that process. And there's going to be different bumps and bruises along the road, as far as asking for 120 different sheets of paper with your signature on it. But just know what your goal is and how that's going to help you and your family ultimately, and how that's going to be a real good tool for wealth. Because ultimately, when you're thinking about retirement, traditional retirement, we're not it's not structured to be paying rent when you're retired, right? When you're no longer working, you see rental values continuing to go up. That's why you're looking at that 30-year mortgage. The ideal process is being able to purchase a home in your 30s or 40s and have that paid off by retirement. So at that point, all you have to worry about is taxes, and depending on the state and depending on whether you're 100% service connected, you might not even have to worry about those taxes, right, as a veteran. So you definitely want to purchase a home as soon as possible because of that, because it's almost impossible to maintain a standard of living without purchasing a home and having a paid off mortgage in retirement. And another thing that I want to kind of end on too is that the traditional structure of purchasing a home is changing. So now you can definitely look at doing a lot of out of the box things, as he kind of mentioned before, purchasing a house with a girlfriend, or purchasing a home where you have different roommates or different people that's going to be in that home, right? So the nuclear family being able to purchase a home is decreasing. You may, purchase a home and have grandparents living there as well, or having adult kids living there as well. And, some of those individuals, to help you qualify, you can actually add them on to the loan if you can't afford it just with your income alone. So there's a lot of different ways, again, where you could do that. And you want to achieve that goal of home ownership. It's definitely achievable for you, okay? All right, cool. So Kenneth will end it here with talking to you a little bit more about the service-connected benefit side and kind of getting you out of here from there.
All right. Hey, guys. So again, I'm a huge stickler on time, right? Again, we went over a little bit, and I do appreciate you guys receiving the information and really understanding the information. So again, when we're talking about the VA home loan benefits and just in general, I want you guys to take this information. I don't want you to take it, sit on it. I want you to execute. That is the job. I want you to execute. We sometimes sit on information and want to be the smartest person in the room. We don't want to be the smartest person in the room. We want to be the most useful, and the most useful is using their benefits. VA loan, education benefits, service-connected disability benefits, and also all the healthcare benefits. Go get your healthcare, okay? So with that being said, we kind of went over, again, many different things, right? 10% service connection, exemption of funding fee. As again, Mr. Jones said, service-connected disabilities, the compensation, tax-free income, so on and so forth. All right, so I'm not going to take too much more of your time.